Been playing big country football. The season only had a week left to get done. So I spent time compiling. So when I say I only had a week left, I only had 5 games to do this last week, and also compiled the records and compiled the leaders, league leaders for the playoffs. So my team ended up holding on despite losing 2 of its final 3 games. Porter Bay are actually losing 1 and tying 1 in its final 3 games. So I ended up 7-2-1. Fort Jefferson, who is in the playoffs, 7-3. The final 2 weeks were a big difference here. Fort Jefferson had a chance to be champs, and they lost 2 in their final 4. And we held on by literally a half game. We won the division. Central City went 5-4-1. Unionville went 5-4-1. Grand Bay 4-6, and my former team and former champs, Paradise City, 2-8, had a miserable season. Middletown, who was last year was the best team in football, but couldn't beat my team in 2 games. We ended up defeating them to win the championship. They had another brilliant season, 7-3. Newburgh went 5-4-1, and they're in the playoffs. Springfield went 4-6. Bayside 3-5-2, and Coaldale 3-7. The league's number 1 scoring offense, Middletown, scored almost 27 points a game, gave up 20. My team scored almost 22 points and gave up 19. Fort Jefferson had the league's top scoring defense, giving up 13 points a game, but only scoring 18. My former team, Paradise City, scored 9.6 points a game, gave up 20, almost 22 a game. So the top 4 teams are indeed the top 4 teams. And let's go ahead now and take a look at the first game on the schedule. 7-3 Fort Jefferson at 7-3 Middletown. Fort Jefferson comes in here with the 3rd best quarterback in the playoffs. McGuire's thrown 9 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, had 2,020 yards passing. They also have a rookie running back in Anderson and Colby. Anderson, though, makes the top 5 touchdowns, 745 yards rushing. So not a bad season for the rookie. Fort Jefferson's Penn and Olsh tied with 27 receptions each for their team, 4 touchdowns apiece. But it's that defense. Fort Jefferson gave up 131 points, had 21 takeaways, 9 sacks. They had 2 safeties this season. No defensive touchdowns, but 2 safeties. And they're a +9 turnover ratio. But they're on the road to face, again, for the 2nd year in a row, on paper, the league's best football team, Middletown. Middletown features the best offense in football, scoring 27 points a game. They also have the number 1 passing offense with Stevens, West, Mike, and they have the number 1 running offense with Jonas and Hess. Stevens had 17 touchdown passes, 5 interceptions, threw for 2,944 yards in 10 games. Jonas had 8 rushing touchdowns for 794 yards. Hess had 5 rushing touchdowns for 713 yards. This team led the league in both pass offense and rush offense. Phenomenal. However, it was very close. My team was very close to leading the league in rushing. West for them had 6 touchdowns on 34 receptions. Mike had 5 touchdowns on 30 receptions. So you can see there were 6 more receptions scored for Stevens from their 3rd receiver and their backs. But again, I only listed the top guys. Middletown gave up 204, so 20 points a game, but they had 26 takeaways. Remember, my takeaways include fumbles lost, interceptions, turnover on downs. So I count turnover on downs as takeaways. They had 11 sacks as a team. They had scored 2 defensive touchdowns, and they were +11 turnover ratio. So the top, both these teams are +20. Something's got to give. There will be turnovers, as the charts never protect you from turnovers. So I'm sure we're going to see some turnovers in this game. But which one will get it done? Kicking. Carter made 90% of his field goals. He was 19-21 on the season for Fort Jefferson. So they've got the most prolific place kicker due to the Fort Jefferson Defenders. Middletown only kicked 7 field goals, made 5 of them with 71%. Newburgh, the other team in the league, had 30 field goal attempts, and we had 24 field goal attempts. So, MT, they did not kick field goals. They scored touchdowns. This team is beast. The last time these two teams met was in Week 6. Fort Jefferson was at Middletown, as it will be today, and they won 23-14 on the back of 2 defensive touchdowns. So they had only 2 defensive touchdowns on the season. Both of them came in that game to beat Fort Jefferson. That's 14 points. Fort Jefferson, they beat Fort Jefferson 23-14. So had they not had 2 defensive scores, Fort Jefferson would have won that game. So yeah, Middletown won at home against Fort Jefferson in Week 6 on the back of 2 defensive scores. All right, starting for Fort Jefferson, these are, by the way, there are 3 quarterbacks in the league with a +2 rating. McGuire of Fort Jefferson and Stevens of Middletown. So McGuire and Stevens are in this game. So McGuire quarterbacking Fort Jefferson. Their backs are Anderson and Colby, both rookies. They're +0. Their receiving core is what's hurt McGuire. McGuire finished out of the 4 quarterbacks in the playoffs the worst quarterback. Well, it's become a -2 at receiver. Penn, Lou, and Ulsh. Their defensive line is average. Their linebacking crew is above average, and their defensive backs are average. So this is not a bad football team. Ironically, despite -1-0, this is the number 1 defense in football. So go figure. They do have the best place kicker as far as average. 90% makes 90% of them. They are coached by O'Rourke, a 5-year vet, and they have not scored any punt or kick returns on the season. The hometown Middletown Stokers at Municipal Stadium, again, a +2 quarterback in Stevens, an average backfield in Jonas and Hess. However, they together make up for 1,517 yards rushing as a team. Those 2 by themselves, pretty phenomenal. The receivers are good with Mike, Franklin, and West, again, making a +3 pass offense. That explains why Stevens is so solid. Their defensive line -2 with Parks, Reed, and Nolan. Their linebackers -1, Castellini and Tyson. So again, a front 7 that is phenomenal. They did have 11 sacks, 2 defensive scores, +11 turnover ratio. And their DBs are average. Hawson, Bradley, and Nestor are +0. Their place kicker also only kicked 7 field goals on the out of 10 in 10 games. And Jameson, a second-year coach for Middletown. Joe Hansen had been their 9-year man, and he was fired after losing to my team twice last year. So here we go. Middletown gets the ball to start. I will be tracking all the stats for this game with a game log. I'll still be using the football field to speed up my brain work when I track stats. But here we go. So the kick return by Middletown is 15. They're going to return the ball out. This is West. Out to 15, the 38-yard line. So out to the 38 right there. To the 38. So it's going to be 1st and 10, Middletown, own 38. Here we go. We don't know what they're going to do. And I will be rolling both of these. Okay, they're going to open it up with a linebacker pass. Linebacker by Fort Jefferson is going to force it into a 5-yard dump down. So it's going to be a pass for 5, 2, and 3. That's going to be Jonas. Well, no, Mike. So he changes targets. 2nd and 5, Middletown's own 43. 5 yards. He changes targets, goes to his top receiver. 2nd down. Here we go. 20. Looking for a touchdown pass right out of the gate. He drops back. He looks with a +3. Is going to be a touchdown. He heaves a bomb for Mike. Again, back-to-back pass. This one, 57-yard TD to Mike. Back-to-back catches. The extra point is good. PAT. And folks, we have got a ball game as the Middletown Stokers draw first blood. And we're going to come over here and put Stevens. So Stevens, 18th touchdown pass of the year. Stevens is a 57-yard TD to Mike. PAT. And folks, it's 7-0. Fort Jefferson gave up only 13.1 points a game this year, is already giving up half of what they give up all year. So I have a feeling that's going to be one hell of a game here. All right, so let's go back here, and we're going to have Fort Jefferson kickoff return. 15, same thing. We're going to get Rawlings to the 38. It's going to be Fort Jefferson 1st and 10, own 38. Can they match? Can they keep up with Middletown's best offense in football? 18. DB shifts it? No. It's pass for 13. 12 plus, it's batted away. Yeah, it's going to be batted away, incomplete. And that's quite literally would have been completed if their receivers had been a plus at all. 2nd and 10. Whoops, second. Let's go ahead and get this set up properly. There we go. 2nd and 10 for Fort Jefferson. All right, 9. 9 is going to be a run for 8. He's going to hand it off to Anderson. So Anderson, adding to his 794, that's going to put him over 800 yards. Run. Fort Jefferson 3rd and 2 on their own 40. Let's see here, 8, own 46. Right there. 3rd down. They got to get this first down. 5. 5 is going to be a quarterback scramble for 1D6. So McGuire forced to run, drops back to pass. They get pressure on him. He rumbles for 6. It's going to be Fort Jefferson 1st and 10 at the defense's 48-yard line. 5-6, outstanding first down. And McGuire, who out in the playoffs here, is the worst quarterback in the playoffs, but he was still a pretty solid quarterback. But again, 10 interceptions on the season. Not too good. First down. It's going to be 9. 9 is going to be a run again of 8. And that run again is going to be Anderson. So Anderson, back-to-back, outside pitches. He's hitting the edge on this Middletown defense. Fort Jefferson, 2nd and 2 at the defense's 40. Wow, at the defense's 40. Anderson with another 8-yard run. 2nd and 2. Right now, they're looking good. 3. DL shifts it down to 1-2. It's going to be a chance and an interception. Sure enough, there it is. So McGuire drops back. This has hurt this team all year long. This defense is so good, but McGuire turning it over. They are a +9 turnover differential, but unbelievable to see McGuire in the first quarter throw an INT. This INT picked off by Hawson. And the interception returned by Hawson, 16, is going to go back 28 yards. 10, 25, 6, 7, and 8 down to the 32. The fans here on their feet. 28-yard return. It's going to be Middletown. 1st and 10 at the defense's 32. That's a killer. And we're going to get a McGuire INT by Hawson. Wow. Unbelievable. Here we go. 1st and 10. The crowd roars. Stevens waits for him to calm. Snaps the ball. It's going to be a run for 1. So it's going to be a handoff up the gut to Hess. So Hess gets 1 yard. Middletown, 2nd and 9. Tries to dive up the gut. Nothing there as the Fort Jefferson defense is special. 2nd down and 9. Snaps the ball. 8. It's going to be linebacker shift down. It's going to be a 3-yard run. This one by Hess. So Hess gets back-to-back carries. Middletown, 3rd and 6 at the defense's 1, 2, 3, 28. And it's 3rd down. There you go. Fort Jefferson, not easy to run on. 20, he's dropping back to pass. Okay, we got 1, 2 plus 3. 3 added to 6 is 9. 9 batted away. He takes a shot, incomplete. Stevens drops on a play action. Think, what the hell, let's go for the touchdown while we're here. And the ball is overthrown, incomplete. It'll be Middletown. 4th and 6 on the defense's 28. They've only kicked 7 field goals all year long. This will be only their 8th field goal in their 11th game. And here we go. The kick is 8. 8 is up and good. So Ulsa with a rare field goal. This one is 35-yard field goal. Folks, it's given the lead. Middletown. Ulsa adds points at home. The crowd roars. Ulsa with a 35-yard field goal. Fort Jefferson with a kick return. Wow. 7. The kick return is 22. Not great. Out to the 22-yard line. And we're going to have a Rawlings 22-yard kickoff return. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10. Own 22. Let's see what they can do. First down. Final possession of the first quarter. They're down 10-0. 16 is going to be a pass for 9, sure enough. So it's going to be McGuire. Pass 9, 2, 1. That's going to be out of the backfield to Anderson, the rookie. Fort Jefferson, 2nd and 1. Own 31. Okay, let's see if Fort Jefferson can get back in this game. 11. 11 is going to be a touchdown run. Nope, tripped up for 3 for Anderson. So Anderson's had quite a few carries. Anderson, 3-yard run. Fort Jefferson, that's a first. 1, 2, 3 to the 34. 1st and 10. Own 34. Here we go. Snaps the ball. 19 is going to be a 23-yard pass. Incomplete. Can't find his target. He's looking down the middle of the field. Nobody home at their own 34. 2nd down and 10. McGuire, the crowd here loud as they're not going to give Fort Jefferson any chance. And he drops back. It's almost picked off, but incomplete as the defense cannot shoulder the burden and bring that ball in for an interception. It's 3rd and 10. And the crowd roaring as they clearly have these guys where they want them. It's a pass for 5. He drops down, looks deep, can't take it. And McGuire, pass for 5, 2, 5. That's going to be Ulsh. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Ulsh. But, folks, it's Fort Jefferson, 4th and 5 at their own 39. Do they dare go for it? It's a final drive of the first quarter. Down 10-0 with the league's number 1 defense. Now, we're going to go ahead and punt. 13. The punt is 44 yards, so punt of 44. The return, holy cow, is 23. That's not good. So 19-yard punt. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 net. That's horrible. That is horrible. And Middletown in the second quarter takes over. And we're going to have a punt. Folks, it is Fort Jefferson 0, Middletown 10. And Middletown takes over at home. Crowd loves it. Middletown, the team to beat this year. 16, well, they were last year too and couldn't do it. Incomplete. So 1st and 10, own 42, incomplete. Middletown, 2nd and 10, own 42. Stevens under center, snap, drops back, looking. DB doesn't shift it. Pass for 13. It's going to be complete. Thanks to these +3. Complete for 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. First down. Right there. It's going to be a pass to 3. That's going to be Franklin. Pass 13 to Franklin, the tight end. Middletown loves it. 1st and 10. The crowd roars at the defense's 45. Folks, they score again. I'm afraid this game may be in the books. 16 is going to be a pass for 9, and it's caught thanks to this +3. Pass for 9 to Franklin. Back-to-back catches for the big tight end. Down to the 36. Middletown, 2nd and 1 at the defense's 36-yard line. Unbelievable. Snaps the ball. 5. 5 is going to be a quarterback scramble for 2. So Stevens, flush from the pocket, goes and runs for 2. Middletown's going to get the first. 1st and 10 at the defense's 34. As he's not stupid. He drops back. The edge rusher forces him a step up in the pocket, and he says, hell, I'll just run for the first here. And Stevens with a 2-yard run. Very nice. 1st and 10 at the defense's 34. 17 is going to be a pass for 11, and indeed, it's going to be complete by 5%. Holy cow. Pass, unbelievable. For 11-2, and this is going to be Jonas out of the backfield. The fullback catches the ball. 1st and 10 at the defense's 23-yard line. And right now, Fort Jefferson does not look like the best. So again, this was the number 1 offense in football versus the number 1 scoring defense. That doesn't mean Fort Jefferson had the best yardage, but they had the best scoring defense. And right now, the number one offense is making mincemeat of Fort Jefferson at home. So the game is not quite as close as their first game, but we shall find out. Middletown, here we go. 5. 5's going to be a quarterback scramble for 4. So Stevens keeps it on a quarterback's bootleg. It's a 4-yard run around the end, and they're now teasing the defense to do something about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Defense is 19-yard line. Second down. Snaps the ball. 12. Run for a loss of 2. Hammered is Hess. -2. Tackle for loss. Holy cow. Middletown. 3rd and 8 at the 21. Defense is 21. They're going to have to settle for another field goal. 3rd and 8. Snaps the ball. 17 is a pass for 11. And because of this +3, they complete it by 5%. Unbelievable. It's going to be an 11-yard pass. This one to Hess out of the backfield. So out of the backfield, their backs are playing a big role. 1st and 10. And no, 1st and goal at the 10. Folks, they're about to score again here. 1st and goal. The crowd roars. Quarterback keeps it. Stevens on a keeper. Again, why not? They're not doing much about it. 2nd and goal from the defense's 6. 4-yard pickup. 2nd down. Right now, Stevens is the best player in all of football. Snaps the ball. It's going to be a quarterback keeper again. So Stevens, basically on these quarterback options, is not going to risk it. 3rd and goal from the defense's 2. 3rd and goal. Stevens with back-to-back options. He keeps the ball. Smart man. 7 is going to be a run for 3. Hands it off to Hess over the top. Hess is going to run for 2 and a TD run. The extra point is good. PAT. And oh my God, folks. Hess, 2-yard TD run. PAT is good. And Fort Jefferson is stunned. The coach, O'Rourke, of Fort Jefferson is chewing out his offenses, their defense as they come off the field. What the hell are you guys doing? This is unbelievable. You let Stevens run 3 times. Stevens on that drive had 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Stevens on that drive had 1, 2, 3, 4 carries for 14 yards. Stevens, they basically, on bootlegs and keepers, kept going. And the return, 46-yard return. So at least the special teams of Fort Jefferson is waking up. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10, own 46. Holy cow, folks. Middletown, that drive for Middletown to start the second quarter was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 play drive for Middletown on that second quarter. That's unbelievable. The playoffs are well underway here, folks, and Fort Jefferson's now down 17-0. 10, run for 13. He's going to get 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, down to the 41. And that run is by Anderson. Man, Anderson has been the guy today. 13-yard run. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10 at the defense's 41. They need to score now, right? They need to score. 1st down. Snaps the ball. 17 is going to be a pass for 11, and it is complete. 11 pass to Ulsh. And that's going to put them at the 30-yard line, folks. 1st down. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10 at the defense's 30. Fort Jefferson needs to score on this drive. No, it's going to be a quarterback sack, loss of sack for a loss of 10. And the sack is by 5. The sack is by 1, 2, 3, 4. Tyson with the sack. Holy cow. Fort Jefferson, 2nd and 20 at the defense's 40. You've got to be kidding me as they get hammered on a sack. Fort Jefferson, McGuire. McGuire, by the way, on the season was sacked. I might have that data in front of me. Where are they? Fort Jefferson, he was sacked 6 times on the season. So that's not too bad. Not counting fumbles. Remember, fumbles I very often would count as a sack. but it's abstract, so I don't always do it. 13. 13 is a pass incomplete, so he drops back trying to get the first down. Nobody home. 3rd and 20 at the defense's 40. And Fort Jefferson reeling down 17-0, and they cannot get it going here. 4, pass for 16. Oh, if they had a receiving core that was, yeah, I mean, if they had just a 0 or a -1 receiving core, that would have been completed. Incomplete. And that would have been, by the way, not enough for a first down, but it's 4th down, 4th and 20 at the defense's 40. They're out of field goal range. They're going to go for it. They have nothing to lose. And we just got to hope I roll a 20, huh? Nope, 10. It's going to be a run for 13. Not enough, but he gets 13, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's going to be McGuire. We're going to assume McGuire was flushed from the pocket. He tried to run 13-yard scramble, and he's not going to get it. Middletown's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 27. That's a turnover on downs, despite a nice scramble by McGuire. He just needed more after being sacked for a loss of 10. The crowd here roars as they exchange possessions. And again, now Coach Rourke is barking at Penn. They could have had a first down on that pass, but he ran the wrong route. And he wasn't where the ball was at. That would have gotten them to a 4th and 4. Didn't do it. Middletown dominating. Run for 8. So Middletown's run 8 is going to be Jonas. Finally, Jonas with an 8-yard run. Middletown 2nd and 2 at their own 8. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 35. 2nd and 2. Here we go. They snap the ball. 17 is going to be a pass for 11. Complete. Pass 11-2. Oh, that's going to be West, their top receiver. First down. Middletown 10-11. Beautiful play. First down. 1st and 10 at their own 46. Middletown cannot be stopped, folks. Snaps the ball. 14 is going to be passed for 5. He drops back, and he dumps it down to Franklin, the tight end, on a quick button hook in the middle of the field. 2nd and 5. Defense is 49. 2nd down. 5's quarterback scramble for 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to be Stevens, who's had a hell of a day running. 3-yard run. Middletown 3rd and 2 at the defense's 46. Can they get the first? 3rd and 2. 8. It's going to be a handoff. Linebacker -1. It's going to be a run for 3 and a first. And the run is Hess. Hess with a 3-yard run. That'll be the first down. 1, 2, 3 that they need to the 45. Middletown 43. 1st and 10. Defense is 43. Holy cow, folks. The crowd going crazy. Snaps the ball. It's going to be picked off. No. Thanks to this +3, it's incomplete. Remember, Stevens only threw 5 interceptions on the year. And because of that +2 passer, +1 receiving core, it makes it very difficult to get that interception up. And it's helped them win a lot of games. 2nd and 10 at the defense's 43. It was incomplete, but they didn't throw the pick. Snaps the ball. 16 is going to be a pass for 9. This is caught. Pass. Man, he is carving them up for 9, too. It's going to be Mike. Middletown. 3rd and 1 at the defense's 34. Can they get the first down? Keep this drive alive. 9. They sure do. They hand it off up the gut. It's going to be Hess for 9. Hess gets a carry and bangs through for 9 yards. Middletown 1st and 10. 5 and 4 to the 25-yard line. Holy cow. At the defense's 25. They cannot get Middletown's offense off the field. Another long drive, folks. They had an 11-yard drive in the last drive. This one is 11 play. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 9-play drive. 7 is going to be a run for 3. And that's going to be Hess. Hess with back-to-back carries. Middletown, 2nd and 7 at the defense's 22. 2nd and 7. They cannot be stopped. Fort Jefferson can't get him off the field. Incomplete. So he drops back, sets up in the pocket, fires one down the sideline. Nobody's home. It is 3rd down. and 7. 3rd and 7. He snaps the ball. 3 is going to be defensive line. No modifier. It's going to be offense. Coughs it up. Pow! That's going to be a Stevens fumble. Fumble lost. Oh my God. Fort Jefferson dodges a huge bullet. They're going to take over right there. 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. Unbelievable. They dodge a bullet. Stevens fumbles the snap, and they do not fall on it. This is it, folks. Final drive of the first half. Fort Jefferson down 17-0. They desperately needed that because they couldn't get him off the field. This time O'Rourke has something to say to Carson as he leads off the field with a football under his arm. They have the second half. They do have a chance with this drive and in the second half to find a way to come back, maybe even win this game. Middletown fans on their feet in full throat. They do not want to give Fort Jefferson any momentum. 13, incomplete, so he drops back to pass. Nobody home. 2nd and 10. This offense continues to struggle. 2nd and 10. McGuire can't find anybody. 12 is going to be a run for a loss of 1. Hands it off to Colby. First carry of the game, -1 run. Fort Jefferson 3rd and 11 at their own 21. Unbelievable. Fort Jefferson, the Middletown defense dominating. 13 drops back, looks down the field, drives it off his back foot, and folks, it falls incomplete in the middle of the field. 4th and 11. They don't have to worry about this. They're going to go for it because it's the final drive. 7. Oh, quarterback's forced to scramble. McGuire flush from the pocket, and he runs for 3, and that's going to end the half. My God. That would be technically a turnover on downs, end of half. My God. And no points for Fort Jefferson. Middletown 17, Fort Jefferson 0. Holy cow. Middletown had another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 play drive, and then he fumbled it away. So the danger of long drives in pro football are turnovers, right? The old adage in pro football is the longer you make a team work down the field, the better chance they are going to have a mistake, a turnover, a penalty, something like that. And sure enough, this time Fort Jefferson found a way to get the ball away. Unfortunately, their offense is pathetic. They haven't done a damn thing. And they had a 4th and 20. McGuire had a 13-yard scramble, but they didn't get the first down. And then again, another 4th down in which Middletown flushes him from the pocket. He runs for 3, and he needs to throw that ball down the field and get rid of it. But again, he is the worst quarterback in the playoffs. And right now, it's not looking too hot for Fort Jefferson. Again, 7-3 Fort Jefferson at 7-3 Middletown at halftime. Fort Jefferson 0, Middletown 17. Halftime of Fort Jefferson at Middletown. So Stevens, quarterback of Middletown, 8 of 12 for 131 yards and a touchdown in the first half. He also carried the ball 6 times for 17 yards. However, he did fumble a ball away. So he has a touchdown and a turnover. Their top back, Hess, had 7 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown score from 2 yards out. That's the hometown Middletown Stokers. Fort Jefferson, they have, by the way, Middletown's up 17-0. Fort Jefferson has not scored a point, and you'll see these statistics. Their best back, they have Colby and Anderson, 2 rookie backs. Anderson has 4 carries for 32 yards, so he's getting the job done. Unfortunately, only 4 carries. McGuire is 5 of 10 for 25 yards, and he has been intercepted in the first half. Colby's only carry of the day is a -1 lug. Fort Jefferson will get the ball coming out here to start the second half, but I'm telling you, game is not over, but Fort Jefferson is going to have to completely flip the script on this offensive production if they think they're going to come back and win this ball game. However, special teams can be the game changer. They would love Rawlings to take this back to the house and get him on the board. No, but he is going to get him out to the 36-yard line, so they'll take that. So Rawlings, 36-yard kickoff return to start the second. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10, own 36. This offense has got to step up. Snaps the ball. 7 is going to be a run for 3. They're going to give this to Colby. Colby's only 2nd carry, 3-yard run. Fort Jefferson, 2nd and 7. I hate to say it. I don't want to judge too soon. But they're going to have to do more, 1, 2, 3, if they're going to come back and be the best offense in football. Down 17 points. They snapped the ball. 12 is going to be a run for a loss of 1. And that's Colby. So Colby, with the last 3 carries, have been for a total. Colby's had a total of 1 yard in the last 3 carries of the game. It's 3rd and 8 at their own 38. Come on, you got to do better than this. Fort Jefferson did not show up for the playoffs. 9 is going to be a run of 8. Hands it off to Colby. So Colby, with his 4th straight carry, they've seen something on the film, and they said, we're going to work our big fullback, Colby. That's going to be a first down carry. 1st and 10, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right on the button, they measure first down at their own 46. So Fort Jefferson, obviously, at some point at the end of the first half and the start of this half, has seen something in Colby, and they want to get him the ball. 14 is going to be a pass for 5 to Lou. So pass, 5 yards to Lou. That's their tight end, Fort Jefferson. 2nd down. 2nd and 5 at the 49 of the defense. This is their best drive, maybe, of the day. Snaps the ball. 8's going to be a linebacker shift down 1. 3-yard carry for Anderson. So Anderson back on the track. It's going to be a 3-yard run for him. It's Fort Jefferson, 3rd and 2 at the defense's 46. Holy cow, folks. Can they convert and keep going? Snaps the ball. 11. 11 is going to be a touchdown run. No, he's tripped up. Anderson gets loose. But somebody trips him up, holds him to 3 yards. It's going to be a first, though. 1, 2, 3 at the 43. Could have been a touchdown. Fort Jefferson needed that. At the defense's 43, first down. Anderson was a shoestring away from taking it to the house. They snap the ball. It's going to be linebacker down 1. Run of 3 for Anderson. So Anderson with 3 back-to-back carries. 3-yard run. 2nd and 7 at the defense's 40. Holy cow, folks. 2nd down and 7. Snaps the ball. It's going to be 10. 10 is going to be a run for 13. See ya. Colby tears through on a dive. 13-yard run. Fort Jefferson dominating 1st and 10 at the defense's 10, 11, 12, 13, 27-yard line. Colby had 1, 2, 3, 4 carries on this drive. You've got to be kidding me. This is a different ball club here. So Rourke and his coaching staff did some adjustments at halftime and more or less did some arse chewing. We got to protect our defense. We got to start pounding the rock with this backfield. And we've got to keep our defense off the field. They can't continue to play this way. Snaps the ball. 8. It's going to be a run for 3. It's going to be Colby. A run of 3. Unbelievable, folks. I can't believe this. 2nd and 7 at the defense's 24. 1, 2, 3. 2nd down. Come on, Fort Jefferson. Make this a ball game. The pass for 5. It's going to be Hess out of the backfield. Anderson. So pass 5 to Anderson. The backs are the key for Fort Jefferson all year. 3rd and 2. 5 yards at the 19. Defense is 19. 3rd and 2. Their rookie backs have been the key. 13. 13 is going to be a pass. Incomplete. Oh, McGuire. This is 4th and 2 at the defense's 19. Do we kick a field goal? It is 17-0. We got to get on the board. Come on. Carter made 90% of his kicks. He kicked 21 and made 19. Let's see if he can make it 20 of 22. No! Oh, it's not blocked, but Carter misses a 26-yard field goal. No good. The crowd is on their feet. And Rourke can't believe it. He stands stunned, mouth agape. Cannot believe that they have left points on the field. You have got to be kidding. What a brilliant open drive. My God, Carter missed field goal of 26. Middletown fans beside themselves. They wasted a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-play drive. They missed the kick. And it's still 17-0 Middletown on an 11-play drive, almost all of it running. Middletown now, all they need is another touchdown or two, and they're good to go. Picked off. No, drops back. Stevens, rare interception. Intercepted by number 1. That's going to be, holy cow, their Carson, their middle linebacker. Let's see what the return is. 13 is 22 yards back. Touchdown, Carson with a pick 6. Stevens, intercepted by Carson. Carson, a pick 6, a 19-yard pick 6. PAT is good. Holy cow, folks, the crowd can't believe it. Fort Jefferson, a Carson pick 6 of 19 yards PAT. My God, Middletown gets the kickoff return. Holy cow, 15. He's going to return it out to the 38, and that helps as the number 1 point-scoring defense in football has now got their first defensive score of the year. They had 2 safeties on the season, but no defensive scores. You can't ask for better from the top defense. 38-yard kick return by West. Middletown, unbelievable. 1st and 10, own 38, and they are reeling, folks. Holy cow, man, if they had kicked that field goal, it would suddenly be a 7-point game. Middletown goes to work. 13, incomplete. Stevens is a little bit shook up as he drops back to throw a second pass. This one over the head. Stevens throws a pick. Drops back. 11 is going to be a run for a touch. No, 3 yards. It's going to be Jonas with a 3-yard run. Middletown, 3rd and 7 at their own 41. 1, 2, 3, 3rd and 7. Uh-oh, things are getting juicy here. 5, quarterback scramble for 6. Not going to be enough. 5, 6. You've got to be kidding me. Stevens, flush from the pocket, scrambles for 6. Middletown, 4th and 1 at their own 47. They have no choice. They must punt. They cannot afford to risk it. 5, not a great punt. 37 yards. 10, 20, 35, 6, 7. And this is a chance. If they can take this back to the house, folks, this is a ball game. No, but they're going to return it out. Fair catch. No, say it ain't so. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10 on their own 16. What are you joking? Punt. That's going to end the 3rd. Fort Jefferson 7, Middletown 0. Folks, they have shut out Middletown in the 3rd quarter. Now they've got to find a way to score twice. Snaps the ball. 14 is a pass for 5. There he goes. McGuire goes to work. 5-yard pass to Penn. Fort Jefferson, 2nd and 5, own 21. They have got to score another touchdown to make this a ball game. Snaps the ball. No. DL shifts it down. It's going to be picked off. No. Incomplete. Almost intercepted. 3rd and 5. The fans on their feet roaring as they'd hoped that would be picked off, but it was not. 13 is incomplete. McGuire can't hit the broadside of a barn. It's 4th and 5 at their own 21. They will go for it. I mean, they have no choice. They're on the road, down by 14. This is the final quarter. They have no choice. They're going for it. 17 is going to be a pass for 11. Could be, no, incomplete. McGuire overthrows the head of Penn. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Fort Jefferson, you cannot afford it. Middletown takes over 1st and 10 at the defense's 21-yard line. That's it, folks. This game may be done. The crowd roars as they had to risk it. 13 is incomplete. Stevens, they're going for the kill shot, and he can't find his man open in the end zone. 2nd down. Stevens drops and throws it too deep. It's going to be batted away. Stevenson's going for the kill. He wants to put this game away while he's got him in their red zone. It is 3rd down. Missed that, completely overthrown. 3rd and 10. Incomplete. Back to 3 straight passes. 4th and 10. Defense is 21. Might as well. What the hell? We're going to kick the field goal. And 11 is good. It's going to be an also rare field goal. This one. 28-yard field goal. Folks, that's going to put the game away, I'm afraid. Olsa's only his 9th kick of the year. A 28-yard field goal. Fort Jefferson needs to return this for a touchdown. Oh, rolled off that 28. It's a 24-yard return. Fort Jefferson, by the way, can steal the final possession. but now they may be in big trouble. Fort Jefferson, kickoff return to the 24 by Rawlings. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10, own 24. Folks, this game is just about in the books. Snaps the ball, 15 is going to be linebacker, shifts it down one. It's a pass complete. Pass for 5 to Olsh. Nice. Fort Jefferson, 2nd and 5, own 29. See if they can get a touchdown. 10 is going to be a run for 13. Yep, it's going to get it. 13-yard run for Colby. So the second half has all been Colby. Fort Jefferson, 1st and 10 at the 38. Their own 38. Good job, Colby. Doing the best he can for this team, but maybe not enough. 5 is going to be quarterback scramble for 3. So McGuire flushed. 3-yard run. 4th quarter, by the way. Where do we get into the 4th here? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th quarter start. So 4th quarter, Fort Jefferson now. A 3-yard run, 2nd and 7. Own, 1, 2, 3, 41. 2nd and 7. Come on, let's go. It's going to be 13. Incomplete. McGuire just not having a good day. He hasn't thrown a pick, though. Well, he threw one early in the game, but 3rd and 7. You got to be kidding me. Here we go. Snaps the ball. 18 is nice. DB shifts it. No. 13-yard strike. Nope. Incomplete. McGuire, Fort Jefferson, 4th and 7, own 41. They have no choice. McGuire drops back under crowd noise, heaves it deep down the field. The ball falls harmlessly. Turnover on downs. And that's it, folks. This game, they must finish the drive. That's how the rules work, because that allows for a potential score on defense. They have no choice. It means they could run it up, but that's okay. Middletown, 1st and 10 at the defense's 41. It's going to be 18 is incomplete. As Stevens still trying to get back. I think Stevens is pissed after that pick 6. He's trying to get back a touchdown. I don't know why. Picked? No, incomplete. Almost intercepted. 3rd and 10. Defense is 41. And you might be asking, why would he be doing this stuff? Well, this could be a 4-minute drive, right? Game may not be over in the mind of the coaching staff. Remember, it's abstract. And picked off. There it is. Can you believe it? Stevens intercepted for a second time this half by 6. That's going to be Rawlings. Can Rawlings get another pick 6? That would be crazy. 5. No, he's going to return this back 6 yards. 5, 6. But that's going to end the game right there, folks. Stevens will be intercepted at the end. Intercepted by Rawlings. And that's all she wrote, folks. 3 points for Middletown in the 4th. No points for Jefferson. It's 7. 20-7. Fort Jefferson falls to 7 and 4. Middletown goes to 8 and 3 and advances to the championship game, folks. What an ugly second half. I got to tell you, though, second half, Fort Jefferson starts off with a brilliant long drive. Where the hell is that? Here it is. And unfortunately misses a field goal. But they get a pick 6 immediately as the middle linebacker Carson snatches out of the Rebels 19 yards. They end up forcing a punt. Fort Jefferson throws 3 incompletions in a row. Also kicks a field goal. Fort Jefferson then drives down the field and what is that? Drives down the field and unfortunately throws 3 incomplete passes in a row again. And then Middletown throwing the ball in the air late, trying to keep the ball out of the hands of McGuire and company. Stevens throws his second pick of the second quarter. So the second half, completely different ball game. As Fort Jefferson made the changes they needed to make, picking off Stevens twice and slowing this team down. They got Colby involved running the ball. Unfortunately, McGuire couldn't hit the broadside of the barn. And that's literally, he was the worst quarterback in this playoff. And there it is, folks. He stunk up the joint. Middletown will advance to 8 and 3 with a 20-7 hometown victory in the playoffs to face whoever wins between Newburgh and Porter Bay in Game 2. Thanks for watching. Good day.